At times of crisis, it's sometimes good to look back at the promises you've made to people you work with and for, and to the other constituents in your business. We've all made statements about our business and about business in general when times were good. And some of the things we've said over and over are our people are our most valuable asset, that we seek to serve all of our stakeholders, not just our shareholders. And we've had any number of enterprises in the packaged goods business and beyond in financial services telling us that they are purpose-driven and that their brands and their business must have a wider purpose than simply profit in order to justify their existence. Now, these are all very easy things to say at times of great prosperity, when the only way is up and you just have to show up to win. Now, clearly, the last 5 years have been slow growth for many companies, and even slow growth companies have made a great effort at delivering on some of those promises. But right now, when people have really been as uncertain as they have been at any time in the last 20 years, and for some people, when they look at the mysterious nature of what's going around them, it's the most uncertain they've been in their working lifetimes. So it's time to revisit those three things. Our people are our most important asset. We serve all constituents, not just shareholders. We are a purpose-driven business, and recalibrate what that means and how we are going to lay out the sacrifices and sharing those sacrifices that we're inevitably going to have to make. So it is for sure that our share owners are making sacrifices already because the prices of their assets have fallen. And we're going to have to habituate them to taking more of those losses over a period of time, because if we fight to only minimize their losses, the consequential loss in other parts of their business and eventually to the underlying asset that they hold will be catastrophic. When we think about purpose, I think we need to think about the fundamentals of purpose. Who can we help in business? Who can we make things better for the less served among our communities, particularly those among us that work in businesses that are all about the creation of compelling ways of delivering information that persuades people to take an action and distributing that information on top of it. So if ever there was a cometh the hour, cometh the category moment, this really should be the communications business golden moment. And I think we can all agree that we can't perfectly rely on our elected and other officials for perfect information all of the time. We can also lead by example. We could lead by example with our own people, our very most important asset. And we can start by being honest with those people, with where we think their skills are going to be in greater demand in the near term and will they be in lesser demand. We should be honest by saying that some of you are very highly rewarded and have enjoyed those rewards for a long time. So may this be the time that those of us that are rewarded most highly take a reduction in those rewards in order to maintain maximum employment in their business. And in some functions where perhaps there's going to be almost no demand in a relatively stagnant market for a period of months, how should we approach that? Should we be hard and tough right now and say to those people, I'm really sorry, this is an extraneous event, we're going to have to let you go? Or can we find some other mechanism of sharing the pain, thinking through things like leave on reduced salaries, and really having honest conversations with people about the levels of compensation they need to subsist? And at the same time, if you are one of those people, the time to draw your horns in or tighten your belt or whatever metaphor you like, to live a little bit more modestly, to live a little more carefully in the way you allocate the resources that you do have, whether it's your heating bill or the food in your pantry, it's not a bad idea to get into those habits sooner rather than later. Because the good news is that in the history of downturns, whether they're global wars, pandemics, plagues, whatever they may be, whilst they lead to dark ages for many, many people, they inevitably are followed by some kind of enlightenment, and that the world will get better. But it doesn't mean the world will be the same as it was before. And so getting into good habits now, whether it's living with greater economy, working with greater efficiency, being a better collaborator, sharing ideas, prioritizing people and things that are at greatest risk, and really stress testing our internal systems, our technology, and our ability to live as decent people will leave those businesses and those people in the best possible situation to take advantage of the enlightenment when it comes. And I sit here in an extraordinarily privileged situation, had a very good career in a business that gave me a great deal. And I hope the experience of the last recession, of 9/11, of the dot-com crash, and others are the things that are helping me form these opinions, and not the casual fact that I can sit in my comfortable home and really, for me, everything's going to be all right. But businesses and leaders have a great, great role to play in the weeks and months to come.